Hello everyone, and welcome back to the History Channel. Today, we're journeying to a place often called Paradise on Earth, a land of breathtaking mountains and serene lakes. But beneath this stunning beauty lies a story of decades-long conflict, a forgotten war that continues to shape the lives of millions and holds significant global implications. This is the story of Kashmir. For over 70 years, this region has been at the heart of a bitter dispute, primarily between India and Pakistan, with China also holding a stake. When the British Empire partitioned the Indian subcontinent in 1947, the princely state of Jammu and Kashmir, with its Muslim-majority population and Hindu ruler, was left with a choice: join India, join Pakistan, or remain independent. The ruler's decision to accede to India, made under duress as tribal militias invaded from Pakistan, lit a fuse that has never been extinguished. This initial decision sparked the First Indo-Pakistani War. The conflict ended with a unbrokered ceasefire, establishing the Line of Control, or LOC, which divided Kashmir into Indian-administered and Pakistani-administered territories. This was meant to be a temporary solution, pending a plebiscite vote by the Kashmiri people to decide their own fate. However, that vote never happened, and the LOC, once a temporary line on a map, has become one of the most heavily militarized borders in the world. Since then, the two nuclear-armed neighbors have fought to more major wars. In 1965 and 1999, specifically over Kashmir. But the conflict isn't just about conventional warfare. The late 1980s saw the rise of an armed insurgency within Indian-administered Kashmir, fueled by a sense of political alienation and allegations. Many Kashmirs began demanding independence or a merger with Pakistan. This period marked a dark turn, with widespread violence, militant attacks, and a massive deployment of Indian security forces. Life for ordinary Kashmiris has been profoundly shaped by this endless cycle of tension. Imagine growing up amidst frequent curfews, internet shutdowns, and the constant presence of armed soldiers. This militarization has had a deep psychological impact on generations. Families have been torn apart, not just by violence, but by the very line that divides their homeland. The human cost is staggering, with tens of thousands of lives lost, civilians, soldiers, and militants alike. Countless others have been displaced, becoming refugees in their own land. The economic consequences are just as severe. Kashmir's potential for tourism, agriculture, and handicrafts is immense, but persistent instability has crippled its economy. Investors are wary, and development has stagnated. Frequent disruptions to daily life, from communication blackouts to security crackdowns, make it nearly impossible for businesses to thrive and for people to build a secure future. The youth, in particular, face a bleak landscape of limited opportunities, which can sometimes fuel feelings of frustration and despair. So why should the rest of the world care about a conflict in a distant mountain region? The implications are global. First and foremost, Kashmir is a nuclear flashpoint. Both India and Pakistan possess nuclear weapons, and the unresolved dispute over Kashmir is the single most likely trigger for a catastrophic nuclear exchange. Any major escalation, like the Kargil War in 1999, or the military standoffs following terrorist attacks, brings the world terrifyingly close to the brink. Furthermore, the conflict has become a breeding ground for extremism. Various militant groups have operated in the region, some with ties to international networks. The instability in Kashmir provides fertile ground for radical ideologies to take root, posing a security threat that extends far beyond the subcontinent. The geopolitical chessboard of Asia is also in play. Which controls a portion of Kashmir, known as Axe-i Chin, is a key player. Its deepening alliance with Pakistan and its own border disputes with India add another complex layer, turning Kashmir into a nexus of great power competition. In recent years, the situation has evolved. In 2019, the Indian government made a monumental decision. It revoked Article 370 of its constitution, a provision that had granted special autonomous status to Jammu and Kashmir for decades. The state was bifurcated into two federally administered territories. The government argued this move was necessary to fully integrate the region, promote development, and end the conflict. This was accompanied by a massive security lockdown and a communications blackout that lasted for months. This decision was highly controversial. Supporters believe it will pave the way for peace and economic progress, breaking the grip of separatist politics. Critics, however, argue that it stripped Kashmiris of their unique identity and rights without their consent, leading to further alienation and resentment. The long-term effects of this historic move are still unfolding, and the path to a lasting peace remains uncertain. Resolving the Kashmir conflict is one of the most difficult diplomatic challenges of our time. There is no easy answer. Any potential solution must address the aspirations of the Kashmiri people themselves, who have been caught in the middle for far too long. It requires sincere and sustained dialogue between India and Pakistan, a commitment to demilitarization, and a focus on rebuilding trust. International diplomacy can play a constructive role by encouraging dialogue and helping to lower tensions. But ultimately, the path forward must be forged by the people of the region. The story of Kashmir is a powerful reminder of how unresolved historical grievances can fester and erupt, impacting generations. It's a story of a beautiful land and resilient people yearning for peace and a normal life. Forgetting this conflict or ignoring its complexities is not an option. Understanding it is the first step towards advocating for a peaceful and just resolution. Thank you so much for joining me to explore this incredibly important and complex topic. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up. And consider subscribing to our channel for more deep dives into the stories that shape our world. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you won't miss our next video. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time.